What's up YouTube, it's Young Man's Daily Red Pill back with another video. Thank you guys for clicking on today's video, liking the content, sharing the content, helping me spread this Red Pill message, because as we already know, the YouTube algorithm hates when this content is spread. They hate the Red Pill message I have to deliver, and they try to suppress my channel. I've been stuck at 49K for a very long time because of the suppression. So if you want me to get to 50K by the time of this video, if you can hit that subscribe button, if you can share the video, if you get this video out to as many people as possible, young men as possible, that is my goal on this channel. I want to spread this awareness to every corner of the earth, because that is the goal and purpose of this channel. I want to just make everyone Red Pill aware, and especially what I always talk about, the younger you take the Red Pill, the better off you are in life. I wish I learned this information so many years ago. It would have saved me so much time, so much heartbreak. So if you can, just share the video. Anyways, guys, we are going to be reacting to a video from RedditOutLoud Relationships, a subscriber that joined my Patreon and actually requested the last RedditOutLoud Relationship post, wanted me to cover another story done by this channel, and I will be reacting to it and giving my analysis from a Red Pill lens, all right? And it's titled, College First Love Cheated, Now Wants Me Back 15 Years Later Because Husband Left Surviving Infidelity. It's funny how karma just affects the modern day woman. Some of you guys have been in relationships in the past where the woman's cheated, all right? And then now we're starting to see karma's catching up to her. Maybe the guy that she got with that she thought was gonna be better than you turned out to be a cheater and ended up leaving her. And guess who comes running back to try to get in a relationship with you? That's dirty, stinking ex. That left you when you were grinding, when you were on your purpose. Maybe you were at a low point in your life and you were like just saving money, so you were having to have a minimalist lifestyle, and she didn't like that. She wanted you to already have everything set for yourself, and then she leaves you and she wants to come back now that you're successful and the guy she got with was a loser and a bum. This happens all the time, guys. It's happening to me right now, all right? It's happening to me right now. It's probably happening to you if you're watching this too. All right, so that's enough of me talking. We're going to dive into this reaction. I'd love to hear your thoughts as we progress through this video. I won't be pausing it very much, but when I do, I will be giving some very deep Red Pill knowledge. So if you want to take notes, feel free to take notes. Let's talk about it and let's dive into this topic. It's gonna be edgy. Let's go.
Surviving infidelity. Updated. First love from college who cheated on me, hurt me, now wants to be part of my life after over 15 years. She just got divorced and her husband left her for a younger woman. She is 36 and I'm 38. Her husband is 43 and left her for a 23-year-old Swedish girl at his work. She has 3 kids with him, 1 8 and 2 young ones 3 and 4. She contacted me on Facebook, saying she couldn't breathe when she saw my face again. She said I was so handsome, and that she aged and all this stuff. Saw me on the alumni page of our college when I decided to join the group. I decided to answer her back pretending to be friendly, but the pain came back. I forgot about this woman and it took me 3 years to get over her and move on. I still remember her making a pact with some girls in our class, saying she would never date me. That's what one of the girls told me, she said. And the other girls told her I was weak, not good enough for her, and she deserves a strong man. All these weird things that made no sense. It was like they were jealous and planting seeds in her head.
That's what friends do.
I still remember telling her you shouldn't tell those girls everything about our life. If you even say something like you were sad or hurt, they will try to plant seeds, and she cried and said she didn't know how to trust. Well, she trusted them over me and ended up cheating, making out with 10 people, including mutual friends and 2 of the girls who I thought were our close friends. This was around mid-2000s. She claimed she was drunk.
Don't they always?
She tried to work things out with me, but the trust was broken. I tried, but couldn't do it. So I just left. It was hard missing her and holding her, and her smile. I only got over her when a friend of ours ran into me at the bookstore, and we talked about old times and I asked about her, and she told me she moved on from me real quick. She never asked about me. She never missed me. She started dating several guys, etc., including one of our friends. All my friends were basically her friends as well. What's sad is, I was friends with them first and then she came along, and I decided these were not good people to be around. They all hid what she did for me, and all told her negative things about me. She ended up getting married. This is what she told me in her post, and said she saw me during COVID. She still works, and said she was so grateful for being able to have a high-paying job during this time, and I told her I was laid off and a bum, to try to get her to lose interest more. She said her husband cheated on her, told her one day that he met another woman, and it shook her. She couldn't stop crying. He left her in 2019 and she tried to fight for their marriage, but he said he got his mistress pregnant, and they finalized the divorce quickly. She said she wanted full custody, but he gets to have them from time to time. He said that was the least he could do for the pain he caused. She told me, this was the man her sister and girlfriends all picked for her. They basically approved him. He wasn't a good-looking guy, not charming, but he had a head on his shoulders and took care of his mom and family. She told me this was the guy she chose over me, and when she said that, she started crying. She asked me about my life and if I was married or had kids. I said no. So she messages me showing pictures of us together, and like everything was like old times. I was getting mad at her. Like, how the hell does this woman think everything is good? Does she not know how she ended our relationship? She took their side over me. She left me for dead. She never even cared to check up on me, and now she only contacts me when she lost her looks. Her husband left her and used her. I remain calm, and she asks to hear my voice. She said, "Can I call you?" I don't know. I figured okay. In the moment I say hello, she starts crying. She said, "I can't believe it. My stomach is empty. I miss your voice. I can't breathe." And it's real tears, like flowing. So I said, "Are you okay? Don't cry."
So some of you would think like she's trying to manipulate the situation, which she is, because those are crocodile tears. She's only crying now that she doesn't have access to this guy and that he's no longer interested in her when it was her fault in the first place. But I truly, genuinely believe that she actually, these might be real tears, because women are starting to realize, and this has happened to you I'm sure in the past, when they leave you and they try to come back and their situation's not going very well, they realize once you really like put your foot in the sand and you say like, I'm not going to get in a relationship with you again, we are done forever, we are finished, we are through. Once reality sets in for them and they realize that, they are truly heartbroken, and they will cry, and that will break their heart, because they realize they made the biggest mistake of their life and they left you and you became something and they're not a part of it and they can't boast about it. It hurts their ego. It's all about how they feel and their emotions in that moment, right?
She tells me she couldn't stop thinking about me, how I used to smile at her, how I was so spontaneous and would make her laugh, and charming. And she said she remembered the cologne I wore, everything. I'm on the phone containing myself, because I'm having mixed feelings.
Oh no.
Here I am, happy and sad. Happy to hear from the woman I loved many moons ago, and sad because she stabbed me in the back and never gave a crap about me. We talked, and she asks to meet up just one time. I hang up the phone. She texts me and says, "I'm sorry." I text back and say, "Sorry for what?" She can't answer. She asked if she can see me in person. It'd be easier for her to explain. I said it's best we not meet in person, with this COVID and all. She said, "No, they let you go out to eat outside. We can catch a bite. I need to see you or I'll crumble."
The reason I have to say something really quickly right now is because women know that if they get you in person, they're able to manipulate you much better than over the phone or far away, because they can try to touch you. They know that men are weak, all right? They know that men usually love physical touch, certain things like that. They know how to look at you a certain type of way, get you in that moment of weakness as a man, because trust me, women understand the game. They know how to play it better than us men, and they're going to continue to try to use these tactics to get you in person, because they realize in person, your guard's going to be down, your defense is going to be down. You're not going to be as likely to turn her down if she escalates things, all right? And once she escalates things, a lot of bad things can happen. If you can't control your lust, you can get severely taken advantage of and be put right back on the plantation. So this is why I do what I do, because a lot of men, you get in a position like this with a woman that comes back into your life, and you're not strong enough to say no, all right? And how easy would it be to catch a bite with her? She starts to manipulate you. She knows you're lustful. She knows that you're not with anyone. You're a single man. And you know what? You once had a fling, so she knows what you like, what you don't like. She grubs your leg a little. You go back to your place, her place, the car, wherever it may be, and then you get her pregnant. And then you're stuck with her.
I can't. She told me she listened to the wrong advice and should have listened to me, but she struggled. She told me she cried for days, struggling on what to do. She wanted to be with me, but they told her I was a bum and will never be anything, and that I was a pretty boy, and pretty boys always cheat. So, she cheated on me to get me to not like her anymore. She claims that's why she made out with multiple people at a party, because she knew I wouldn't stop loving her.
Probably did more than
And she
that.
said her friends and family didn't like me and she
just
couldn't
make
choose
out.
me over them. Then me being a caring person, I didn't want to hear that. She already been through so much and her husband left her. She has nobody, etc. So I said, please don't bring that up, it's hurting me too. I don't want to get angry. It's the past. Let's move forward. Focus on your kids and maybe some single father will date you, and you guys can have a blended family or something. I asked my aunts and female cousins for advice, and they told me she is a devil. She is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Don't give her the time of day. This woman never loved you. A woman who loves you will die for you. She will never want to see you hurt. You are a good man. You care too much and she knows that. Why are you feeling sorry for her?
What a red pill dropped by the aunt and female cousins of this guy. It seems almost like as soon as women hit a certain age, usually past the wall, they become actually red pill aware, all right? And they start to actually look out for their fellow males and their family for the most part. I'm not saying this always happens, but they have a certain awareness because they've lived through life. They've already hit the wall. They're not getting the looks they used to get. And they start to give real advice, all right? They're done manipulating, they're done lying about certain things, and they're going to be more upfront and honest to you, all right? And this is one perfect example of that. These women have no real intentions, and they're saying she's a wolf in sheep's clothing, she's a devil, don't give her the time of day, she never loved you, a woman who loves you would die for you, and she's only realistically wanting to get back with this guy because she struck out in her last relationship, it didn't work out. He's the backup plan in this instance, and her cousins, who I'm sure are older, all right, they're able to see through the BS and they realize female nature. And unfortunately, we usually don't get the truth from women until they're older and past that wall, and then they start to give us more sound advice and more logical advice, all right? It's not as emotional. It still is emotional, but it's not as much emotional.
My aunt then tells me, ask yourself this, when you were hurting, was she there for you? If you were in her shoes, would she do the same for you? I said no, she wouldn't. Just recently, her girlfriends messaged me and said, if I really loved her, I would give her a second chance. When I read that, I was pissed off. Loved her. Second chance? What about me? She broke me, left me for dead, and now they're trying to put a guilt on me. Like, huh?
And these are the same friends that in the past, when he was talking about, said that, oh, he's a pretty boy, you should cheat on him before he cheats on you, you should leave him, I don't really like him, because they were jealous in that moment. And this is why you don't listen to girls and women, all right, at all, especially getting dating advice from them. Women are just jealous of even each other. They don't even like the best outcomes for each other. They jeopardize another woman's happiness because they don't want to see her happy because they feel miserable. They all want to be miserable together. It's that crabs in a bucket mentality. Men do the same thing, but I've noticed women do this a lot more, all right? Especially in a good situation. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you guys. Something's going well in a relationship. You end up meeting her friends. You end up going to a social event and her friends are there or whatever happens, and you meet her friends. Next thing you know, she's starting to get a little distant. She's starting to not pick up the phone as much, not call you, not seem as interested, and then she just cuts you off, ghosts you, disappears from your life. It was because her friends talked about you behind your back and they didn't like you the entire time.
I just messaged back and said, I didn't mean to hurt her, but she left me for that guy. How would you feel? She said, I understand, but just because she has 3 kids doesn't mean she can't love you. She did love you before, forgive her, and move on. You ain't young yourself either. So this friend who I knew as well is talking to me like this when she was one of the girlfriends who advised her that I was no good. She hooked her up with that guy she married. So I'm saying to myself, if this girl really did love me, why is she still talking to this no good woman?
Facts.
Having her message me. Then 2 days later, her father messages me saying my daughter is hurting here, and she would just like some closure. Could you at least give her that?
What a beta.
I'm shocked. Again, closure? Why do I need to give her what she wants? When I wanted closure, she never gave me anything and just left me.
Exactly.
I can't believe it. This is the man who hated my guts and loved the guy she married. The plain guy who cheated. Now he has the nerve to force me to get back with his daughter?
Isn't that the force?
This is crazy stuff, and I'm glad my aunts and cousins told me what the real truth is, and her father trying to get me to take her back. after she was used up and tossed to the curb with 3 kids. After this man even told her that her husband was a much better man than me.
This dude's red pill aware, alright? That whole terminology, she was used up and tossed to the curb with 3 kids. This dude's red pill aware, so I feel like he'll make the right decision in the end. Let's just keep watching. I love it.
I'm getting angry here. How should I handle this situation? Please help. Now for the top advice before reading the first update. Shut this all down ASAP. 15 years and 3 kids later, now she needs you back? Oh yeah, the guy you don't need anybody to tell you that this woman has cancer. Would you even consider round 2? No, it's part of the reason why I got over her. Because I realized her friends and family didn't like me and liked that guy. So they chose that guy for her and she listened to them and left me hanging. Right now, her main focus is her kids. I'm just second fiddle, and because she thinks I'm a sucker and remembers how caring I was to her. Block her, her friends, and her family on every platform, and in every way possible. You are just a backup plan to her. A way to save face.
Well, I said.
And the fact that she sent flying monkeys into work for her lets you know she is full of drama. She has always been like this since I've known her. She was indecisive. She didn't know what to do. So she always got advice from her sisters and girlfriends.
As most women do. As most women do. They don't make decisions for themselves. It's like herd mentality, sheep mentality. What are you going to do? How do you feel about him? She might be in a perfectly fine relationship, but she wants her girlfriends to incentivize her on if this is the right guy. You have to understand, women are always nonstop 24/7 thinking about their current relationship and how long it's gonna last, things about you they like, things about you they don't like. They're literally sizing you up every second of that relationship, which is why I said no to relationships, because it's just so much work mentally. You're constantly being sized up and she's constantly evaluating you, all right? And I don't have time to be evaluated. I evaluate myself, all right? I evaluate myself on my terms, as you should. You should be evaluating yourself on your terms. Unfortunately, a lot of women choose girlfriends and female family members' advice over something you might have built with her, your relationship with her. They would rather listen to their family members and their friends instead of realizing the situation you're in that's working out well for you. Unfortunately, this is the truth.
They pretty much controlled her. She can't really think for herself. She also likes to have lots of friends. Now all of a sudden she is okay with a guy like me who doesn't have a large social circle. Because I told her I don't trust people, a lot of people who will pretend to be your friend. She basically chose these evil, low moral women over me, and is still friends with them. Simple, go no contact like you should have in the first place. Yep. There's nothing here but pain shopping. Don't do that to yourself, man. Oh, and block the friends and family too. Good luck, dude. I need to know how to end this. I was curious and it opened a can of worms. Her father contacting me, talking like a wise old kind man, yet this is the guy who hated my guts and liked the man who cheated on her. These people are sick and heartless. Why would I get involved with people who don't care about me? I just think, how should I talk to her now? I already said meeting in person is no good cause of COVID. Now for the first update. I struggled, but I had to meet her. I already made a mistake by answering her messages on Facebook and then letting her call my phone, so I met up with her. I tried my best not to get angry or show anger. When we met, she was already waiting outside in front of the restaurant. She saw me walking up there. I had my mask in my hand and didn't notice her at first, until she saw me. I was walking and I saw someone crying with her hands covering her face. It was her, and she ran up to me and hugged me.
God, then the manipulation starts. Oh my God, I can't believe this guy actually met up with her. You know, I can't believe it. You know, I did this though before once, so at the end of the day, this might be his first real hard breakup, and that was my first real hard breakup. I ended up meeting her again after time had passed and I knew she cheated on me. But man, the manipulation started when I met up with my ex too, and it was just like this. So this is just, it's like deja vu. It's like reliving this all over again. Crazy.
I didn't hug her back, my hands were to my side. She was making like a big scene, and people were looking. And an older woman walked by us and asked, "Are you guys married? Is he coming back from the service?" I said no, just an old college friend. And the old woman said, "Well, she is way too emotional for just an old friend. You guys are cute together." I was already thinking this was a bad idea. She was making a scene, getting all emotional and people looking at us like we were in love, or she was in love, and they were going, "Aw, kiss her." I kept my composure, and we ordered and waited for our food outside. She looked older, a little bit more weight. She told me she missed me and that her heart is pounding. We started talking. She showed me photos of her daughters, and I said they looked just like their father, and she was really happy. But I wasn't. She was acting like everything was all good, and I just played along. We ate and finished our food and I wanted to talk to her private, so I said let's walk toward that park area and sit on a bench and talk. I said, "So what is the reason you wanted to meet me?" She said straight up that she misses me, and she told me to please listen to her and not get mad. She isn't good at explaining. She told me she messed up. She told me she understands if I don't want anything to do with her. But she said if I hadn't been through the stuff I did, if I hadn't been with the guys I did, and married the man I did and him leave me, I would never knew you were the one. I then snapped at her. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, good.
I first talked calmly and told her, "So let me see if I'm getting this right. So, you cheat on me, and remain friends with the girls who talked crap about me and you French kissed at the party, and the friends who you French kissed and made out with, but you left me to die. You left me, the one who loved you the most, the one who only confided in you, the one who had nobody. You left me hanging. You did that." Then I asked her, "Do you still talk to those friends?" She starts crying, and said yes. "So you abandoned me, and now you want me to be part of your life again? After your husband cheats on you, leaves you for a younger woman?" She goes, "I understand," while crying. I said to her, "Do you know how offensive and shameless this is, that you would have the nerve to suggest what you suggested? Like I'm winning some type of prize? What the hell do I get that special? What do you have to offer me that these younger women don't? You already cheated on me. You already left me. You lied. You betrayed me. You still talk to those people and chose them over me, and listen to them over me, and you have kids with another man. So that shows to me that you are using me, that you don't care about me. You think I'm some type of sucker who will just forgive you?" Then she starts crying hard and is having a panic attack,
Of course.
saying I don't know how to say it. I don't and I'm sorry. I beat myself every day for what I done to you. I do and... I then yell bullcrap. You are full of it. You moved on from me, they told me, and she goes, "Who told you?" I said it doesn't matter. You dated guys I hated, guys we knew right after you left me. I felt guilty thinking it was all my fault, and you lied, even now you lie. You never asked about me. They showed a video of us together, and you didn't even shed a tear 3 years after you left me. I'm not doing this to hurt you, because I know how you are. You will go talk to your sisters and your girlfriends after this, because you don't know how to think for yourself, and they will say the same crap they always do, that I'm no good, and you deserve better, and yada yada.
Facts.
I told her I loved you, I wanted you to have my babies. If you had married me, I'd still be with you today. She said, I know. Then her sister calls her up. She is babysitting for her and said she has to go to work soon, so we cut our meeting short. I walk her to her car, and she then tries to hug me again. And I say no, and she fights with me saying no. So I just let her hug me, and she starts smelling my neck and tells me how she misses my scent and my cologne, etc.
Don't do it.
Shortly after I get home before bed, she sends me a text message saying, I will not stop fighting for you. You asked me what do you get that special? Nothing. You are right, I gave myself to others, but I never felt what I feel with you, and I fought it out and listened to others' advice, and I chose against you and I paid dearly in suffering for it.
It's too late.
She said you deserve to have a fresh start with a younger woman. You deserve that. All I can do is try and prove to you and I won't stop fighting for you. I hope you forgive me, but if you don't, I also understand. That was the last message she sent me and I didn't reply.
Good.
Now for some advice before reading the second update. Well, that wasn't so bad. You got a front row seat to the premiere of Karmic Justice. Those seats are hard to come by. This made me laugh so hard. But everyone is right. She doesn't deserve a second chance at love with you.
Fact.
Hell, she's lucky if you even decide to be just friends.
No.
This girl did you real dirty.
No.
And now she has to sleep in the bed she's made. Stay strong. I wish Elle could buy you a beer. Agreed. This guy deserves a beer or 3 for how he handled this. You said it yourself. What could she possibly have that younger, hotter women don't? The worst of them never treated you like an animal that was left at the pound to be culled. No, she misses how you treated her before she betrayed you. But you will never be enough for her. She will easily betray you again the next time she thinks she can do better.
Hypergamy.
Now for the second update. Sorry for the late update. This happened right after Christmas and I've been busy. So, I stopped talking to her after meeting up, as you all know in the update. She would send me Facebook messages, but then stopped. Then before Christmas, she sends me a text message and then voicemail and Facebook, asking me what I will be doing for Christmas or New Year's Eve. She sent me some quote on forgiveness again and learning, and some story about some person who didn't mature until later, and that everyone learns, some mature faster than others, basically hinting that the story is about her. That she didn't realize she hurt someone until she lost everything, and now feels the pain of that person she hurts, and didn't realize that person is someone she should have been with. Anyway, I didn't reply to her.
How pathetic is that? Oh my god, it takes me a while to mature. Now I realize what I lost, now that I'm more mature. I was so naive and young. How many times you've heard that? I was so naive, I didn't realize what was good for me. It's like they recycle the same lines. They recycle these stupid quotes that they see on these women's magazines and what their friends tell them. It's like they're always just saying the same thing. It's like we get it. We get it. You cheated, you left, you weren't happy, you'll never be happy, you'll never be satisfied, you're hypergamous, so let's just be done with it. But I don't know why he also hasn't blocked her yet. Like, why does he still have her on Facebook, all these social media platforms? You know, maybe it's for his ego, maybe he enjoys the fact that she's still wants to get with him, but I think he should be blocking her. But maybe he's doing it for his own enjoyment. This is just my 2 cents.
After Christmas, her friend messages me on Facebook and said I was a pathetic excuse for a man. She said I was a coward and didn't deserve her, and that I was weak for not moving on and forgiving her.
Of course.
She also said a man should never do what I did, and hurt a woman's feelings, that I was showing my true colors and being mean-spirited. She then said, if I really loved her, I would have given her a second chance, and said, all that stuff I said about loving her years ago was all fake then, because now that she is single and not as good looking, it shows I was shallow and only loved her for her looks. She really ripped on me. I decided to message her friend back and told her, well, what do I get that's so special? She said, what do you mean? And I said she cheated on me, left me, basically abandoned me, and never thought about me, and had kids with another man that you helped approve and hooked her up with, and told her I was no good years ago. Her friend didn't bother answering, and just sent me to talk to the hand emoji, and said, you know what? This convo is over, you loser. It's 2021 and women deserve better. Bye-bye. She could...
And I bet her friend's miserable. These women like that are miserable. She just sounds like just a terrible human being. And the fact that she tried to message him at first and get them back together and she was sweet to him just shows you that it was all just for manipulation, which I tell you guys, it's all a facade, it's all a front. She really doesn't like you like that. Her friends don't like you like that. You should be looking at these women like, what are they trying to get out of me? All right? What are they trying to get? What's their whole purpose for trying to get back into my life? It's to use you.
Couldn't answer when I told her you hooked her up with that husband who cheated on her. Her friends are toxic. I do still feel bad for her. She was naive and indecisive, and it's sad when girls can't think on their own like my ex. They would have controlling women who do stuff like this as friends. I shut her up with the comment about her hooking her up and approving her ex-husband, who ended up cheating and telling her I was no good years ago. This friend is a piece of crud. No remorse. She can't feel guilt or refuses to feel guilty or bad for her advised my ex not to be with me, then hooking her up with the piece of crud who married her that then cheated and left her hanging. So instead, she attacks me, calls me less of a man. LOL. I haven't seen this girl in 15 years, so WTF? It's my fault. Talk about trying to deflect or take away any blame from herself.
Facts.
Now for the closing comments.
Exactly.
Yup, it's 2021. She's a strong, independent woman that don't need a man. Maybe she should go to the baby daddy for support. I don't even think it's about you anymore. I think your ex feels bad for herself, but knows she can't because she did it to you. So now she knows that she put you through this feeling she feels now, and as such, is hyper-fixated on you because she wants you to forgive her, but also she selfishly wants the benefits your relationship brought her again. Ignore her friends. They degraded this woman to the point she's at now. They sound like very nasty pieces of work. They just want to hurt you because they don't care about you, and you hurt their friend. You would be a pathetic loser for getting back with her, not because she's a divorcee with 3 kids, but because this is a person who hurt you very severely in the past and acted like it meant nothing. Her and her friends don't get to call the shots here. I know you said she got married and had kids, and can only assume her friends are the same age as her, but WTF, they sound like 16-year-old girls still in high school. I mean, she had her dad call you. Her dad. Dude, I don't care if you're an executive at a Fortune 500 company, or a street sweeper for the garbage company. Stay the hell away from these crazy girls, cause they're sure not women. You dodged not a bullet, but a cannon volley of crazy. I know it hurt when it happened, but just think, you could be married to this girl with all her girlfriends still in tow. Good luck to you. I took the bait, and had to respond because she sent me some accusatory message, and I had to defend myself. I saved the convo just in case. I replied calmly, just crazy how sinister this friend is. No guilt at all, even trying to blame me when she is the one who hooked her up with that no good man, and then told her I was not good enough for her years ago. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below.
So before we wrap up this video, I just wanted to share what the Patreon subscriber shared with me in direct messages after he sent this video. He goes on and says, the principle is how the most dangerous of women to a man is not only a malicious woman, but actually a weak-willed sheep of a woman, swayed by toxic women, harming not only the man, but herself as well, like her friends in this video. One of the major things I also want to add to this story, besides all the red pill truth that was just dropped just in that story alone, was the fact that this woman who cheated and left this man for another man, and that situation didn't work out, and now she's damaged, now she's ran through, now she has all these kids and these extra baggage. Now she wants to come back. There's a lack of responsibility. She's still deflecting her responsibility 15 years later, all right? So she didn't learn her lesson, and she still surrounds herself with other women in this situation, her friends, that are also deflecting responsibility and blaming the man, all right? You have to man up and accept her for her damaged choices and decisions, and you have to step up to the plate and deal with it because you're a man and you're supposed to be that way, and I'm a strong, independent woman. And this is the narrative that feminists teach, and what a lot of women believe is the way things are supposed to be. They believe that they are the prize. They believe that they should be served. And men are starting to wake up to these things, which I keep telling you guys, men are going to continue to wake up. The more stories like this, the more channels that are created, the more information we get out there, men are tired of picking up for damaged women in the past. We do care about your past decisions. We are not going to come back into your life now that you want to get back with us, now that you see that we have more potential. We don't care, all right? You showed us your true colors when we were struggling, when we were down, when we were out. You didn't want to be with us through that grind period, and you're just going to deflect responsibility and blame shift it, and it's always going to be our fault as men. Alright, so let me know your thoughts on the video as well, and make sure you share the content because we know YouTube algorithm doesn't like this content being shared. If you can just share it, we need more men getting this information out there. Leave a like so it boosts the algorithm as well. Until next time, I'll see you guys. Have a blessed rest of your day. Peace. I'm out. Have a good one.